I'm marking as 1-0 MF8 on the score screen, just so you all know.
Alright, sounds good.
Good to know. So is Ham and me start, or is that what you said, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't give me Anubis. Gibraltar. GR means good round, right? Or Gibraltar?
Yeah, Gibraltar would be nice. Haven't cast that in a while.
I haven't cast a Dorito in a while.
Dorito?
It's like my favorite map. No, this is my most hated map.
No, why?
Why? What's wrong with Hanamura?
God damn it.
It's annoying.
I'm still suffering PTSD from that like ass World Cup US South
Asshole.
Korea game.
I haven't watched it. I knew they were gonna lose. I didn't want to see it.
I mean, I really recommend still watching it because like the USA really took it to South Korea, and the first 3 maps were amazing.
What?
I thought we watched together. Did we not watch together for the USA match?
We didn't watch Korean. Oh, I thought you said Korean Canada finals.
Oh no, dude,
no,
USA Korea.
The real finals.
That's
USA
right.
v
That's right.
South Korea.
I don't remember Hanamura. Forgot how it went. Either so quick that I don't remember, or so bad that I don't want to remember. Team huddle.
Guys, if you're on the stream, going to be having Lemon Kiwi and Ham Tornado casting. Thanks for joining.
Good evening, folks.
We have 3 whole viewers.
Woo!
Hello!
One of them may be me.
I was going to say
the other 2 might be you guys.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah! That's right. It's the Monday Scrimcast, bringing in the big numbers.
Traveling to Hanamura.
Alright, I'm going to mute myself now. Take it away.
Aw, shit. Okay. Who do you want to bring it in? You want me to bring it in?
We are. I can bring it in.
Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's Overwatch Scrims, brought to you by the lovely Lemon Kiwi, Mushu Beef, and Ham Tornado. Second map of tonight's series is going to be Hanamura. I know we're all still shaking off the post-World Cup USA South Korea Hanamura jitters, but no worries, tonight is going to be some more GGs. How you feeling, Lemon?
What I really want to know is, why didn't you call yourself Bacon Tornado? Like, you're halfway there as it is. Like, it's clearly the superior pork product.
I was behind the trend. I was Ham Tornado before bacon became cool. Shoulda. That's a regret forever.
Man, bacon was cool since like sliced bread, and that was a while ago.
My coolometer is just too low.
Coolometer?
Yeah, no. I need a refill.
Well, Lemon Kiwi's not even a thing, so it's totally fine.
Should be a thing. So you're saying you're going to be a trendsetter. Next best pie flavor, lemon kiwi.
Yeah, I'm that strawberry kiwi was taken, so this came out name.
I like it though.
Yeah, it can be cute, but you know how many questions you get? Like, oh, do you like citrus? Can you? What even is a lemon kiwi? What can you make with that? And I have to explain. Like, it's awkward, but let's get this game underway as MF8 here on the blue team, TM Esports on the red. Reinhardt Zarya combination for the defense should prove to hold this door quite well if it doesn't get broken too early here.
Yep, it looks like TM Esports is going with this classic soldier on a high ground hold with their composition Slug Slayer on MF8 going with the Winston paired with Gnome on the Roadhog. In addition to Ninja Matt on this Ninja Man Matt on the Reaper, going for this tank busting composition. I like it, but unfortunately, Home Dog does take down Ninja Matt early on in this poke war. It'll probably be MF8 looking to regroup.
Just dove by himself, and the rest of the team missed the memo as probably deciding not to engage, losing one of their main DPS pretty early in that fight. But now that they have the Junkrat spam, it should prove to be quite effective against the shield comp, and hoping that as soon as the shield goes down, the Roadhog can get a lucky pick or some nice poke damage once the shields do go down. But both teams missing the Mercy will mean that they do not have the ability to resurrect or make up for initial picks like this one. Going down early is the Ana.
Echo pops her ultimate, and this is exactly what MF8 needed to plow through the TM Esports shield defense. That just gave Ninja Man Matt on the Reaper full reign to just blast forward with his shotguns, and once that Reinhardt Mauler went down, that was easy point cap for MF8.
Nice pulse bomb out of the TM Esports Tracer, but not enough to really turn the tides. As quick cap here out of MF8. 6.5 minutes, tons of time here to get second point, as you see the defense here of MF8 starting on high ground and waiting for them to come in.
The DPS on the side of MF8 pretty close to getting a slew of ultimates up. Perhaps this one will just be an eco push. Light Serpent already invested the coalescence in this fight when MF8 hadn't really looked to be engaging, so a little bit interesting, perhaps questionable ult usage from that Moira. But now MF8 coming up on this right side high ground, going to be looking for an opening. Slug Slayer does have the whole hog down in hand, so perhaps this will be the opening. Mauler uses the Earth Shatter to no very little effect.
Ooh, the dive coming in doesn't prevent Sneaky Turtle's resurrect as a pulse bomb going in from Biz finds Zenyatta. Again, that's the second time she's killed the Zenyatta as Red now make their way to the point, but they're losing too many members. Only the Winston and now the Mora is gone, so Red have to go, or Team Esports have to go for the full reset heading into next fight. Actually, I believe Transcendence was triggered out of Mukai in the backline as I saw it get drained, but either way, Team Esports have Ninja Matt's Death Blossom and a Riptire here from Mach, which will be quite devastating, and also to punish MF8 if they stay grouped up.
A lot of DPS potential out of these ultimates, all online for the three members, the Roadhog, Reaper, and Junkrat now. A pick on any of the defending members of TM Esports could be huge. However, Home Dog is still holding onto the Graviton, which could capture MF8 in this tiny hallway if he chooses to use it there, but no. Gnome opens up with this whole hog, pushes all of the defending, scatters all of the defending members of the team, but Ninja Matt with this enormous Death Blossom on the point. Mauler goes down, Sneaky Turtle, no tanks, no heals. It's all up to Rocketfin on this one soldier, but even with Attack Visor, it's not going to be enough.
The contest battle from Light Serpent is able to extend this almost 20 seconds that she's been here on the point. Sneaky Turtle, can she go for the resurrect? The Graviton here on the point. Trap is 4 members. The Earth Shatter here to combine. Mauler trying to hammer everybody down. Tormented Gnome is still alive. He goes down as well. Ninja, the last one left. Can he get the kills that he needs? He now has a Zenyatta here to provide a little bit of healing. But this is going to be an extended battle. Sneaky Turtle now pops the Valkyrie.
Oh, what a team fight in that last defense. You saw the Grav come out to very little effect, and then when Echo popped the Moira ultimate, I thought everything was over for the defense, but Mauler had that Earth Shatter in hand, stunned the entire team, and with that, TM Esports is able to hold one more time. Now, Light Serpent has his own coalescence online, Zenith with this Pulse Bomb as well. No ultimate needed, though, takes down Mach on this Widowmaker old school style. And that may be MF8 waiting to push in with their 6th team member after she respawns.
With the 2 DPS ultimates they used in that last fight, they were able to secure themselves 1 tick. Now let's see if they can do it again, as blue team here holding defense strong on this high ground. They don't have a lot of ultimates to work with, only the Coalescence here from Light Serpent, but Slug Slayer makes his way to the point by himself, trying to dive that backline, does not secure himself a kill, and Rocketfin punishes him for it, as TM Esports now have to go in without the Winston. As you can see how spread apart they're playing, Orisa here on the high ground, joined by the Reapers, somebody here on the left, there's 2 players on the left here, it's going to be Mora and a Widow, so not sure how coordinated Team Esports are being, they're not exactly getting the picks they need either, so this will have to be a reset for them.
Yeah, a very interesting composition coming out from MF8. The Orisa, obviously a very stationary shield tank, excellent for protecting hit scan or support players on a high ground, but there's not really any long-range DPS on the side of MF8, apart from this Widowmaker, Reaper, Winston, all long, close-range style heroes. Now, Mach swaps off the Widowmaker onto this Junkrat now. Perhaps Slug Slayer is just choosing to hold on to this Winston pick because of the Primal Rage ultimate is up for him. But it'll be interesting to see how MF8 choose to engage with this composition.
Ninja Matt's Death Blossom has proved to be effective when used onto the point. It'll be difficult to see if we can race through maybe behind the shield, focus Mauler, and at least wait till his shield is down. But see, Sneaky Turtle trying to keep everybody alive as here comes the engagement from Team Esports. The Coalescence coming out from TM Esports as well. It's forcing out both support ultimates and even the Primal Rage, throwing everything but the kitchen sink. Home Dog is in the middle of 4 people, soon to go down. Throws a Graviton right at the end, trapping 4 members. Rocket Fin with Attack Visor trying to cut down these players as well as it's trades back and forth as MF8 are now replenished and back into the fight.
Oh, another brilliant point defense from TM Esports when MF8 unleashed that Reaper ultimate on the high ground, and most of TM Esports was actually caught in that tiny hallway with that Moira Coalescence coming out from Echo. I thought for sure that TM Esports would be toast, but then they were able to regroup, and Rocket Fin on the Soldier 76 holding this high ground with that Tac Visor was what they needed in order to hold that last point. Great usage of the ultimates. And now we see Sneaky Turtle still has a Valkyrie in hand, Mauler with another Earth Shatter. MF8, unfortunately, running on empty. 60 seconds left.
60 seconds left, and you need to be patient here. Slugslayer goes for the initiation of the dive. Bubble now. Reinhardt is completely singled out here with the Tracer. Orisa also not the best tank to join here with the dive, but trying to provide some backup here in the backline, but can't deal with Mauler's hammer into the face. The Slugslayer now alone on the point. He also gets pinched off as miscoordination out of Team Esports costs them most of their players with 30 seconds left. They have, what, 1.5 ticks, if even? So it'll be difficult to prove in this next team fight. 20 seconds left and still members needing to join the fight. How this will go.
Mock has a tire, ripped tire up though, and if he can land this perhaps on Sneaky Turtle, who will have this Valkyrie up in the next fight. No, he's found out early on by Zenith, and Rocket Fin takes down the tire immediately. There's still ultimates left for TM Esports to use on the point. Crucially, Light Serpent has this Moira ultimate. It could give the team the necessary sustain, but Ninja Matt cleaning up with those Reaper shotguns. It's Tracer and Moira versus the world. Mauler goes down, and although the Diva from MF8 is demaxed, will this be enough? MF8 only need a little bit more, half a tick. Oh, and they've gotten 2 now. However, some contestation coming out from Light Serpent. Last one member of his team left, and it's not going to be enough. MF8 complete the map in with no time to spare. However, 2 points still accrued.
And perfect also Death Blossom from Ninja Matt to prevent anybody from trickling in, including the Mora. That could have maybe proved to be a good contest as she's proven here before, but just so like off the record here, which team is which? Because you told me MF8 was blue, and now we're saying the opposite teams.
Yeah, MF8 was blue, but MF8 is a Gnomes team.
Oh, so I have to
With
switch.
Yeah, they swapped.
Would have been known.
Hey,
Nice to know.
Yeah, I was going to tell you guys during the break. I didn't want to throw you off in the middle just to finish off strong. So when you're looking first person, you can always double check the sides. If you go first person into the view, in the lower left, it'll say the team name.
Yeah, I am always in global, so I don't check that, but I should have. And I wasn't sure if it was me making a mistake or you mixing up, or I don't know what was going on, but
No, sorry.
good to know now.
I've definitely mixed it up before too.
Yeah, TM on blue, MF8 on red.
Okay, now I have it, but your stream doesn't need to know that.
Oh, they already heard.
Just kidding. Too late. Oh, I thought that was such a good cast too. Fuck, I can't believe I fucked up the team name the whole time.
No, don't worry about it, man. You were still catching like the same
Yeah,
stuff. It was just like the names.
No, yeah, I know. But I say the team names a lot, so that was like many fuck ups.
I think you actually got it right for some part of it too. I was like, wait, did she say it right? Oh.
No, I stare at my sticky notes when I'm saying the team name, so I definitely say it wrong every single time, unless I
Got it.
thought I was talking about the wrong team. But
Cool. I'm muting me again. Bye.
okay, bye.
That was some beautiful back and forth in that first round. MF8 in the end though, winning out with the overwhelming DPS ultimates. Nice play on the point. Now TM Esports has the opportunity to even up the map, send it into extra innings with their own 2-point cap. Anything interesting from this defending team that you're seeing coming out first, Lemon?
Now we're seeing Slugslayer onto the Mercy, so I believe the offensive team last time did not have a Mercy, while the defensive team did, so they will replenish their forces there with the Resurrect. So we begin this one with the offensive team playing very far back, not usually onto the point, as Orisa throwing his shield down right in front of the doorway, as they're going to opt to stay on that high ground, and Mock's going to try and hold it down with the Junkrat at the front door.
This is a very interesting composition from the defense. Orisa obviously very good with this shield and any kind of choke, but MF8 choosing to run an extremely stationary composition with an Orisa without a Torbjorn, which is something we often see with this composition. However, she's having a little bit of trouble holding by herself. The rest of her team was not quite behind her, and Orisa goes down. Now Mauler and Home Dog, both of these tanks from TM Esports, just going ham on this point, finishing up all kinds of kills. And without that Orisa shield to help protect them, MF8 fall in droves. This will be a fast point take for TM Esports.
Also, that MF8 only ran a single tank, where the triple tank, or at least the Reinhardt, is almost super necessary for the first point of Hanamura, and you can tell that losing one of their DPSs and the rest falling soon after that, they didn't even have a Lucio to really speed boost these non-mobile characters out of a dangerous situation. But as similar as the last point, the defense will hold this high ground, and it will be a shield battle to start, but only a Winston versus a D.Va, and the pin coming in. Mauler is starting off strong.
Oh man, what a missed charge from Ninja Man Matt. Didn't manage to counter charge Mauler as he just plowed through that tiny hallway. And Mach on the defense Widow, very interesting pick, something we don't see very often on assault maps. But now the nano boost goes onto Home Dog, giving the team a little bit more sustain, just pepping up those D.Va shotguns a little bit more. As this D.Va ult comes out and actually manages to find two. This is huge. MF8, despite the respawn advantage, TM Esports nearly at 2.5 ticks, and they're going to take it. 6 minutes in the time bank.
The first team fight, and TM Esports are able to secure themselves both points, even the Deadeye at the very end. Not enough, as the D.Va dove in pretty quickly, and interesting nano boost onto the D.Va rather than the Soldier to provide a little bit more damage, but trying to cover some of the damage one of their main and most important tanks can take, as now we head into perhaps the final point. Is really only a tick. One tick is needed.
Ooh, 6 minutes to hold. One tick on first point of Hanamura, going to be a high ask for MF8. But I believe in this team. They have shown quite good teamwork around their ultimates. So perhaps with this, perhaps in the end, they'll still be able to pull off an incredible defense. You never know.
You never know, exactly. And Mercy, Anna will be their supports, and for the offense, while as Zenyatta and Mercy. So both teams opting to use the Resurrect ability to extend this team fight as much as they can. With 6 minutes to only get a single tip, it's pretty obvious that you would think that it should be pretty doable. But we'll see how it will go, as the defense taking this high ground on the right side, leaving their main doorway completely open except with a Junkrat trap at the front.
Yep, it's going to be up to Mach and Echo to help rein in Zenith, who would otherwise feast on the stationary tanks and the supports of MF8. Defending team choosing to hold pretty far back, as you mentioned. This is good. This will mean that one of the players likely won't get picked off early in the fight. However, if TM Esports chooses to come in aggressively, this is going to give them a lot of free space. However, Rocketfin taken down by some Junkrat nades early on. Rezzed out by Light Serpent, though. TM Esports looking to maintain the momentum of this push.
And two players being occupied in the back is the McCree from the side of MF8. And TM Esports' Tracer trying to come from behind. Not really having a pulse bomb, but at least trying to get him off the high ground. And actually a lucky sleep onto Gnome. Takes down the shield, but the enemy Reinhardt's shield is also down, as they have to retreat into the building and wait for that to regenerate, as Ninja Matt goes for the dive.
Oh, Zenith, though, the Tracer was poking around in that back line. Unfortunately, the rest of his team wasn't quite fast enough to support him on this point. Trade's going fairly evenly between the defense and the offense. However, this is not going to be... Oh, it will be enough. As I say that, Ninja Matt, DMX, Home Dog, and that baby D.Va is going to be left to run off and hopefully commit suicide quickly and respawn with her team now. MF8 defending quite well. A little bit of sloppy engage from TM Esports. A minute and a half already down out of the time bank.
It's going to be the Reinhardt shield batter as usual, as they try and, team huddle and decide how they want to deal with this high ground situation, where TM Esports, they don't really have a player that can engage that high ground except the D.Va, unless they decide to maybe go with the Pharah, which would be effective, except they have Echo, who's the hit scan on the defensive team, so it'll have to be difficult to see how they're going to get around this one, as they'll have to retreat into this right building and deal with the Mercy, and now the D.Va bomb in their face, but the Reinhardt shield will be there to cover that. It's Rocketfin looking to kill the Mercy. The Ana goes down for TM Esports.
Oh, Earthshatter, big Earthshatter out from Gnome, catches the Reinhardt and Rocketfin. That will be no soldier as well. Very earlier on in that fight, Sneaky Turtle was on the point all by himself, and you don't want to be that little granny Ana caught out. And the Ana going down early for the attacking team kind of hampered their push a little bit. I thought that the attack visor may open things up. However, that Earthshatter from Gnome definitely saved that fight for his team.
And Home Dog, bit of a misplay, uses the D.Va bomb in a 1v1 versus a Zenyatta. At least in a positive note, forces out the Transcendence from Mukai, but sort of sacrifices a, equally important ult when really not necessary, as the defense of MF8 retakes the high ground. And TM Esports, same strategy of going towards the building, but the dive from Ninja Matt's going to be initiated. Doesn't have the D.Va bomb, but it's going to be quickly demacked.
Oh, D.Va going down early is going to be answered by Gnome taking down Mauler, and the res has come out. Trades falling evenly again for both of these teams as Light Serpent pops the Valkyrie, brings the team up to full fighting power. Earthshatter added into the fray from Mauler, takes down Slugslayer. This is going to be big for the offensive team. Attack Visor comes out from Rocketfin, just looking to finish up the Dregs on the point. However, Ninja Matt says, no, I raise you one D.Va bomb. Takes down Light Serpent and Rockfin. This is just going to be Baby D.Va once more, looking to run to her death. Oh, bad news for TM Esports. They used almost their entire ultimate bank in that last push, and MF8 still holding on to 2.
With almost 6 minutes in total, TM Esports now only have 2 minutes. Pressure is now coming on as they have not had an answer for this high ground positioning that MF8 are occupying. Slugslayer also with the Valkyrie should be able to make up for any mistakes or any early deaths into this next team fight. While it's not really any switches have come out of TM Esports to answer back, and Biz has not had any opportunity to go for any flanks that they would hope to misposition the other team, as the enemy McCree here, Echo, has been stunning and dealing with her quite effectively. So, TM Esports in a tough spot here.
Yeah, Zenith is getting quite hampered by the fact that these heavy tanks on his team don't have any kind of speed to boost them into position for attack. TM Esports seems extremely caught up at this choke. However, Home Dog initiates on the high ground, perhaps looking for a boop, but he's demacked for his troubles. This is going to be bad news. Mukai, the MF8 Zenyatta, does have Transcendence, which is going to save his team in the last second. Doesn't even it's forced out by Zenith in the backline, but the rest of his team doesn't even need it as they clean up easily on this high ground. Ooh, Ana is going to be looking for a quick death. Go, run, die, something. You need to regroup with your team. There's only 1 minute left. MF8 still holding onto this Valkyrie, and Mach Echo has been pocketing this Deadeye for what seems like forever. Perhaps he'll finally unleash it in this last team fight. No swaps coming out from TM Esports. They're still going to, they trust in this composition. They're still going to run with it to the end. Oh, JK, as I say that, Sneaky Turtle swaps off the Ana onto the Lucio. Really, really like this pick as Mauler goes with a Winston as well, going for more mobility. One last dive in this last second. Oh, yeah. Echo, though, looking for the high ground.
Yeah, they need that speed boost to come in, but the Deadeye from Echo from the high ground doesn't find anybody, but look at the kill feed. It's all for MF8. As now the fight will take place onto the point. Home Dog is the last one left. No bomb to save him, and even a tire to finish off everything. As there is no time left, 18 seconds. It should be able to stagger a few more players as it heads towards the TM Esports spawn. Not able to find anybody. But now with 10 seconds left, there is no time for TM Esports to make up for it. A D.Va bomb goes down to even zone out people coming through the front door, buying all the time that they need. Can somebody trigger the overtime? And yes, Biz is on the point.
Oh, kills coming in for MF8 immediately. Even for Light Serpent pops the Valkyrie. He is trying to make up for these kills with this ultimate, but Rocketfin is down. So they're fighting a 5v6 on this point. Both teams have used both ultimates, though. It's an absolute brawl. Treatment by Gnome takes down Sneaky Turtle, though, and the Junkrat is able to demech the D.Va. This is looking dire for TM Esports. Mercy taken down on this last minute, and this is going to be the fight likely.
No more resurrects as Mahler had to pop the Primal Rage, and now the last one left. Mach gets the final tire to shut down the Soldier, as it is now a draw.
An amazing first round offense from TM Esports, but what a defense from MF8. Let's enjoy this play of the game from Mahler. It's Reinhardt.
Oh my god. Oh, the triple hammer. Oh my goodness. Reaper's able to get out of there. Can you get the Orisa? Yeah, do it.
What a fatty
full
shatty.
team fight. Fatty shatty.
Great plays coming out from both of the teams. This will be an even draw for map 2.
Okay. So, Moosh, what do you think?
Noise. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing.
I can't
in
believe
chat.
they held for 6 minutes. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
that was a pretty long hold.
Well, Biz was just like trying to flank
just
and
do one
couldn't
on
even
one
win
each.
a 1v1 against a Zenyatta. Like it's kind of struggling. Like
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, TM Esports was like taking, I mean, like, yo, you're holding on to all these ultimates. You can't use them for the next scrim. You have to like use them now.
mhm.
Go in, attack. You mean be more aggressive. Unlucky.
I mean, how did you guys feel about that?
Good.
I thought it felt
What is your question?
pretty smooth.
What did you think?
Yeah, I felt like you guys are very comfortable in it. So, I'm trying to think of specific things. Sorry, I'm sending a link real quick.
I definitely feel like Lemon and I's timing is getting a lot better.
Yeah.
Very little stepping on each other's toes now.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally agree. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at chat now. I don't know if how long when they sent this stuff here. I wasn't looking at it. But anyways, yeah, just fill out the if you guys want us to check out your scrims, just fill out the link that I put on there. You can hit me up on Discord as well. I'll put my Discord ID in the chat. Okay, yeah, I definitely think that the timing for you guys handing off back and forth felt a lot more fluid. And Ham, I didn't hear too many throat clears from you, so yay. And I know that's like a weird thing to say, but I don't know. I think it's something that kind of bothered me before. So good work.
No,
good work.
I definitely noticed it when I would watch back my VODs. I'm like, what are you doing? Quit the. You're like, sounds like you're trying to grunt your way through a bowel movement or something really gross.
Yeah.
Gotta stop
Oh my
it.
god, that's graphic.
There you go. I'm trying to think of things for you guys to improve going into the next one. I also heard you guys prepping a lot more with the ultimates, which was really good. Knew what to look for in terms of the fights. I think the yeah, I don't know. I guess still focus on making sure you're highlighting ultimates going into fights, setting up
I felt like I was more
expectations.
polished.
Yeah, it felt. That's what I'm saying. It sounds like a lot better than the stuff we've been doing last week. So, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm pointing out the strengths. I think you guys did a good job of prepping us into fights themselves. So keep that up and let's see. Like there's even some hype stuff. I was taking clips. That's why I didn't see the chat while I was. Yeah, I think one thing to possibly improve on is the succinctness of making calls. So sometimes the calls are going on for a little bit longer, or it's like during the middle of a team fight. Feel free to throw it to the other person after you see something happen. So maybe you talk through, Mahler dying in the middle with his ultimate. Like, like it looks dire here for the team, or yeah, maybe you can try out more about like trying to get it more succinct, but still making sure that you're setting up for the team fights. I think you guys are thinking about those two things. You'll be able to improve, but also keep up those strengths that you've had.
Already.
1. Attackers incoming.
Oh, and also they swap sides again. MF8 is blue.
Oh, is blue now? Okay.
MF8 is blue. Yeah.
Yeah. Good to know. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okie dokie. Welcome back, folks. This is map 3 of tonight's Overwatch Scrim series between MF8 and TM Esports. MF8 on the defense this time, TM Esports going to be attacking through. Anything that strikes you right off the bat in terms of compositions, Lemon?
Not too much, like a couple differences in the supports and the DPS here. The Soldier from Rocketfin is going to be able to provide that long-range support. Go for some picks here. Mach is pretty low health. If they lose the DPS, it's not going to be good, and he does go down. Mahler, however, from the side of MF8, goes down early in the fight, but the rest of the teammates are up. And even the Coalescence from MF8 sustains the healing and the damage, pushes back these players from TM Esports. This was a nice eco round from both teams, as we're looking at Biz to make a bigger impact than he did in the last one, going for the flanks, but being effective at winning those 1v1s, because you have to be efficient as a DPS, unless the rest of your team are going in 5 versus 6 into the team fight. He needs to be more effective, like I said.
Yeah, absolutely. But earlier on in that fight, Rocketfin hanging out a little bit too long in the back, taken down by a Moira of all things. TM Esports coming up on a few ultimates they can use to push through Sneaky Turtle with the Sound Bearer, Light Serpent with this Coalescence, give the team a little bit extra sustain on the point. However, MF8, check this out. 4 ultimates banked up for the side of the defense.
Exactly, and we saw Mach take this high ground here, but now he's going to get dove by the D.Va, so they're going to lose 1 DPS pretty early. As Mahler goes in for a dive, he's pretty low health, should die in this sense, and he does as well. So sort of miscoordinations out of TM Esports, sending people in different routes, trying to go for different angles, and hopefully a pick. Hasn't worked out yet so far. Just 2 minutes remain here for the offense. Still capture the point and push the payload.
An interesting choice from Light Serpent to run the Moira with a dive composition. Moira obviously doesn't have very much long distance healing aside from the orb, which dissipates really quickly if there are no teammates bunched up. So an interesting choice. But, however, the fight is breaking down on this point. Sound Barrier comes out immediately. Oh, both D.Va bombs finding pay dirt though. Fruity Grape answers back with a high noon kill onto Rocketfin, and despite this attacker's respawn advantage, this is going to be MF8 holding once more.
Echo's last minute Coalescence also gets a few kills. MF8 now surviving with 3 players with the McCree and Junkrat, and the more are remaining as the rest of the team now join the fight. This Echo, almost eats the second Junkrat nade and would have went down pretty early. The CM Esports look to take back the points, see if they'll take a different route. You know, they've tried main way, going through hotel, they've tried high ground, but now with Mach on this high ground, he also has the tire ready, which can be devastating here to get towards the backline, as the dive is now initiated here for TM Esports.
Ooh, Zenith gets an early opening though, DMX Ninja Mat, and this is going to be good for any team that's running a Junkrat. No way for them to eat up all of the Junkrat spam now. Tire comes out also from the attacking, from the defending side. Doesn't find any pay dirt. TM Esports rounding through this hotel though, able to find point presence. Slug Slayer does activate the Valkyrie, but it's Rocketfin with the Tac Visor. Perfect ultimate to clean up that Valkyrie. Despite all that healing, Slug Slayer is not going to be able to stand in the face of that Soldier's bullets.
TM Esports are supposed to get this point, but MF8 throwing all the ultimates they can to try and take it back, but finally they all trickle in and go down one by one, as finally, with 4 seconds remain, TM Esports get the capture they need, but now we'll be in a time crunch, as now they have to heavily push into street space. Here is a 1v1 Junkrat, Mach versus Biz, and Biz wins that one, as that was a very good switch from the Tracer onto the Junkrat, as Homedog having to throw the D.Va bomb onto the payload as maybe I guess a celebration explosion?
Hey, you never know. Sometimes you just gotta explode, man. That's how it is. And Zenith doing more work for his team, finds 2 with the Suicycle, I would call it. Slug Slayer reses out Fruity Grape, but there's no Reinhardt on the side of the defense. No shielding for this overwhelming damage coming out from TM Esports, and this payload is making extremely good time.
MF8 now have to retreat, but so many people from TM Esports are low health, not going down quite yet, as Homedog wins the D.Va battle.
Oh, poor Ninja Man Matt. Little baby D.Va versus full mech D.Va. That's bullying right there, man.
That's an unfair matchup, I'll agree, but heading into the next team fight, or if there even is a next team fight before they capture second point, Light Serpent has the Coalescence, but looking for MF8 to answer back, but they might just give this one up, as they only have Ninja Bat's D.Va Bomb, which could be effective at maybe getting a few kills if they want to contest this one last time, but only a few meters left. they decide to give it up and prepare for the next push.
Yeah, a wise disengage from MF8. Looks like they're mostly poking to gather up their ultimates now. Fruity Grape has swapped up onto the Reaper pick. Junkrat Tire taken out by that Fruity Grape Reaper. No long distance damage from the defending side though to take care of any of the players. However, doesn't matter. Ninja Matt helping Fruity Grape pick up the kills. TM Esports though still looking to see if they can gain any extra meterage. They should be disengaging soon. Oh, or not. Sneaky Turtle, sound barriers, literally only himself. Maybe that was a bit of a fat finger. Thought maybe he had a few more teammates around him. A little unfortunate, but TM Esports, 2 minutes in the clock. There's still time for a couple more pushes.
And look how heavily staggered here Light Serpent is going to be once he goes down. Actually is able to shift out of there. And even Ninja Matt was playing extremely forward, trying to go for some kills. Finally gets demeched. Even Gnome's shield is pretty low. As MF8 survive this defense for now, heading into the next team fight, Mach will have the tire to use at any time possible on the high ground. But Fruity Grape onto this Reaper, looking for pure devastation out of him in these close range battles. Diva Bomb right into his face, however, is able to retreat behind the Reinhardt shield before he gets slept, and Primal Rage out of Mauler, creating some distance here.
Yeah, Mauler, I think, may have been trying to bat away the Reinhardt in time to get a huge amount of kills from that Diva Bomb, take out that shield. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a timing issue, and now Fruity Grape with the Reaper, Death Blossom on the point. Nobody from the attacking side is going to be able to stand there. And TM Esports holding strong. I mean, excuse me, MF8.
MF8, you know, although there's only 2 people left from TM Esports, still opts to use the Death Blossom. Try and make himself a little bit harder to hit or harder to get close to, as he still opts to hold on to that high ground. As Coalescence here from Echo, providing that healing, and Tormented Gnome looking for the Earth Shatter, either by breaking Mauler's shield or not, as Mach was able to take down the enemy Junkrat Tire.
Ninja Man Matt going to be demeched early on. Perhaps this is the opening for Rocket Finn's Tac Visor, but preemptive Moira Coalescence comes out. Despite that, TM Esports finding the kills with the Reinhardt. Diva Bomb goes out once more, placed on this corner, not sent out as you often see them. However, it doesn't matter. MF8 is going to be forced to back up. It's just the 2 supports left.
Well, Fruity Grape now switches to the Soldier for the long-range battles that will be coming in as we do head into overtime. Tormented Gnome now needs help, but it's going to be Tormented Matt that brings out a Diva Bomb, taking out both the Soldier and the Ana. Now no supports left from TM Esports, as Biz and Light Serpent are actually, the Moira is alive. She just went invisible on me, but Resurrect, Slugslayer is able to bring back Tormented Gnome for some Reinhardt coverage and hammers to the face. Light Serpent needs to contest this a little bit more. Solo health Mauler comes in for the pin, and now the Valkyrie is popped for MF8.
Oh goodness, I thought all was lost when it was just 2 members of TM Esports on the payload, but Zenith turning this around with a huge Junkrat Tire finds both of the tanks. That is really going to hurt. Now the Nano Boost, Grandma juices up Mauler, the Reinhardt, as he swings away with his huge hammer. It's only Echo the Moira on the point, but Slugslayer is able to res up Mach. TM Esports, will they be able to find the kills in this last minute? Sneaky Turtle goes down. That's gonna be no, it was a C9.
Coalescence on both sides, everybody trying to get close to the point. But with the hammers from both Ryans, it makes it so hard. There's only 2 points given to TM Esports. So close to the end. But we'll see if MF8 can answer back on their side.
That was still quite a good push into last. Nearly completed the map TM Esports did, despite the struggles that they had pushing around the corner towards this 3rd point. Now, MF8, though, the win conditions are clear. Just slide that payload into the golden box of victory at the end, and they will take this map.
We'll have to see with the compositions, but let's start with the defense, as they're still opting to decide. But it looks kind of similar to what they ran last time with Zarya and now Reinhardt, rather than, I think Homedog played a lot of Diva. Likes those Diva Bombs to zone out those players, but now looking to punish the enemy team with a Graviton for being too grouped up, and looking for the team wipe, maybe pairing that with Biznat's on the Bizzenit Junkrat's Tire, which is so scary to hear it rip, and you're like, where is it? It's like the scariest sound in the world. As they also pair that with Rocket Finn on the Soldier, already setting up here on the high ground.
Absolutely. Oh man, the Junkrat tire. They should start using that for horror movies, man. Let me tell you, super frightening. TM Esports going to go with a traditional death ball defense. I really like the Moira pick, the Mercy pick, Hunker and Bunker. Earn your way up to those big support ultimates and you can really hold a point for a long time. MF8 choosing to attack with a dive. Mock on the Widowmaker, very popular to open up the attack on these maps, and Echo on the Moira. This is a very interesting pick given that Moira, like we mentioned earlier, doesn't have any long range healing, so she would be mostly healing the Winston and the Diva, I suppose, leaving Slug Slayer to take care of Fruity Grape in the air.
Hopefully Mog is able to find a kill because there's, heavy shields with the Reinhardt and the Zarya. Fruity Grape is going to start this engagement up into the sky where he has to deal with Rocket Finn on the hit scan. Biz might have a harder time to find him, but his focus will be to break down shields and slow down the offense.
Yeah, Mog taking kind of an interesting position going with the Ground Widow first off, but doing pretty well zoning away the defending team on this point. They're forced to respect these sight lines, which pushes them into the rockets of Fruity Grape on the Pharah, firing away from the air.
Mog is literally on top of the statue, killing everything. The perfect composition that they needed to go and capture this point, as Mog even sets up on the high ground, looking for TM Esports onto the streets phase.
I really liked that attacking push from MF8 clean. You saw that they had a plan. The Widowmaker was going to cut off that main sight line, and then as TM Esports was forced to regroup behind the hotel, MF8 went through and cleaned them up from there. Great work. As Zenith now from TM Esports swaps onto the Genji, perhaps going to be looking to counter the Widow, dive her later on, put her under pressure.
Exactly what he's been trying to do is make sure she doesn't get on that high ground, because that's a very advantageous position, as making some distance on the payload. It's going to be a Diva battle. Now Ninja Bat sort of out of his position, getting the Reinhardt hammer, gets also demeched as the Earth Shatter comes in for Maul. Are able to find a couple players as Fruity Grape on the Bastion gets resurrected. They need to not let Fruity Grape establish himself onto the payload, and there he goes down as even Rocket Finn with the Tag Visor able to find Mercy and the Widow.
Great usage of that Tag Visor to clean up the fight. Zenith adds his own ultimate in there to this brawl. Dragon Blade versus Primal Raging Monkey. Eventually, though, TM Esports will win out on the man advantage, and MF8 going to be backing up. Fruity Grape still sticking with this Bastion pick. Very interesting, even on attack, where we've seen Bastion become more popular in recent years. Not running with any kind of shield tank.
They need to close the distance right now before they let Fruity Grape go into this tank area. They allow the bubble so they can sneak into that. Coalescence also to create that distance. Converging Diva bombs. Who is it going to find? Ninja Bat wins that one with a kill onto one of the supports as Tormented Gnome also takes out the enemy Reinhardt, as Resurrect's coming in from the side of TM Esports, as MF8 now switch off of the Bastion.
The fight is fairly even from both of our teams. The key point, though, is that TM Esports have constantly kept bodies on this streets phase, not contesting this payload constantly, not letting it move at all. So even though MF8 is slowly picking off members of this defending team, they're not getting very much meterage.
Fruity Grape is not letting anybody come into his streets and even maybe taking down Biz, and yes, he goes down as well. Mauler the last one. TM Esports completely annihilated, and Fruity Group is doing amazing, and he's not letting any more distance being gained by TM Esports. Gets another kill onto Soldier. Home Dog now the last one left, and he needs to back up. Cannot deal with Fruity Grape having both supports by his side. He is unkillable.
Yeah, this is a great crossfire set up from between Mock and Fruity Grape. You see, if you're looking up into the air for that Pharah, you're not looking up around your head for that Widowmaker. It's really putting TM Esports on the back foot as Mock takes down Zenith. So much free pushing for MF8, and they've already captured point B.
And they had Gnome sit on the payload. You would think Winston would be part of initiation of these dives. And, usually they send one of the supports on the load, but no, they have him as Echo brings out the Coalescence. And no, the Earth Shatter to shut that right down. Mauler, can he get the kill? He's so low, and that's going to be Gnome coming from behind, punching him in the face. But TM Esports need to hold on. They send a Diva Bomb to try and clear a little bit of room, but MF8 are looking good. Well, not too good as Rocket brings out the attack and completely annihilates the other team, and Fruity Grape goes down. So complete reset by MF8, but nonetheless, in the entire third phase, they are looking good.
Yeah, an impressive amount of distance covered by the attacking team. Rocket Finn absolutely saved that last fight with that tack visor for his team. Zenith has the Dragon Blade in hand. Perhaps he'll be able to do the same during this next engagement. Sneaky Turtle, though, goes down early from Gnome. That tickle damage just too strong. Home Dog's mech also falls soon thereafter. Diva Bomb zones away on the payload and actually finds Light Serpent as he tries to fly away to safety. This is bad news for TM Esports. They need to back up now and get a full 6-man regroup. They have a couple more defenses left, possibly.
And now on top of having vision from Mach, who goes down early in this next team fight, Tormented Gnome now having the Primal Rage is going to wait for his health to go a little bit low and try and stagger this a little bit more as Slug Slayer. A little bit of trouble in the backline here. Somebody needs to help their Mercy, and she gets shut down. It's going to be Biz with the Genji Blade, cutting down everybody in sight, keeping TM Esports alive a little bit longer, as now Ninja Bat is going to be heavily staggered with 2.5 minutes left. However, plenty of time to get the last capture.
Home Dog gets the mech back just in time. There's going to be a couple more pushes in this game for MF8. Rocket Finn, though, he's been so good with these tack visors thus far. He has one more up, and this will be able to be comboed with Mauler's Primal Rage to stall out this point. On the attacking side, MF8 do have their own Primal Rage, and crucially, Slug Slayer nearly up to a Valkyrie.
Careful and risky engagements here from TM Esports, trying to find something early, as now Mach is set up on this long lane, able to find the forehead of Mauler, as finally the dive is initiated here from MF8. Diva Bomb onto the point from MF8, distancing these players, having them to retreat into the hallways. Now Home Dog is down. Diva Bomb from the side of TM Esports, a similar situation. Slug Slayer able to bring back the Widow, as TM Esports are struggling to keep bodies onto the point as both tanks are low, demeched. Even Home Dog is down. Pretty great with the Death Blossom, finding the forehead of Home Dog to finish him off, as MF8 are looking good. They're all over your kill feed. Now can they hold this for another minute and a half?
Oh, Moira ultimate comes out from Echo, and that's going to make this Reaper even more difficult to counter on the point. Once the Reaper gets on the point, it's so difficult for these dive tanks to stand there and hold and contest. It's Light Serpent and the Mercy, last one left, and just not quite able to touch in the very last second. MF8 win out on King's Row, pushing this series to 2-0, excuse me.
And of course, Fruity Grape, although he didn't get play of the game, his hero pool and how good effective he is on each one. You saw him on the Pharah, you saw him on the Reaper, you see him use these Death Blossoms so effectively, and he completely dominated over in the Streets phase and was able to pressure the other team so well in the final phase here of King's Row, where that would be my MVP, although the tack visor that we just saw was also amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn, guys, the reps are really making a difference. You guys sound really polished now.
Woo! High five!
Mac. Okay.
Yeah. But we can temper it a little bit, I guess. Ham, I think. Wait, good news before bad news, I guess, right? Yeah. So I think for you guys, you can just think about what I'm gonna say, and just fear it like a riptire. Yeah, I think for the continuity of you guys talking through a team fight has stepped up a ton. And I think that's probably the biggest change that that can notice. Just kind of from here, you guys, and even though my brain power is split between observing and listening to what you guys are saying, I think it's a big improvement in terms of the continuity of what you're talking about. And see what else. So that's one thing.
I had one thing I wanted to mention is something I've noticed is I don't know where, or whoever actually, where should they leave off the energy mid-team fight? Like, it should be obvious that, if it's dwindling down, then it's, they're cleaning up the kills, whatever, going to analysis. But sometimes it's like a long contest battle, and it's like, I don't want to leave off and just end my sentence normally. Or do I leave up a high tone so that the other person picks off? It's like where to leave my energy sometimes. Because it sounds awkward if someone ends on like a calmer tone and the other one's like, oh my god. So it's like,
It's up to your. I think it's up to your read on the team fight, and that's where all the experience comes into play. Is
Yeah.
It's about understanding, recognizing immediately for this team fight what is the highest probability of the next of how the team fight will end. Will it end? Will it continue? Who's going to win? And so that's really the read, right? That you'd have to be able to do. So it's not necessarily just a blanket like, oh, well, you should leave it up. Well, you should continue the energy or set up the person to carry through the team fight if the fight is still ongoing, or if it's starting to turn already and you've just said, like, oh, the Genji Dragon Blade will eliminate half of the team already, so it looks, however you want to finish this, like, looks good for this one team, right? You're like ending down, and next person would probably either talk about the cleanup or go into analysis. So it depends. But I think there's one specific part actually during that last team fight, Lemon. You handed off to Ham in a good spot. It was like after an ultimate was done. You did it mid team fight, and I was like, oh wow, like that was pretty cool. Like you handed off mid team fight, super confident, and then Ham picked it up right away. So this definitely will be a good VOD for you guys to go back through and see. Like, oh, okay, just listen for how you guys are interacting, because I think you're a lot more comfortable with each other as well, and you guys trust each other, understand the styles.
Yay.
So, cool.
Now the bad?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, Ham, at the end, I don't know if there's something that I've said to you, but I know Lemon and I have talked about it, is run through different scenarios, like go and practice how you would make different calls, one of which is very important, is the end of the game. How do you finish off the end of the game in a confident manner? And so, go back and listen for how you finish this. I think it was fine, but that's just something that, given the rest of how polished it sounds elsewhere, it definitely stuck out that the ending wasn't as strong and confident.
Fizzle.
It fizzled a little bit,
Right.
but I think there's a lot you guys have improved. Like, I think it's been now beginning of just now 2 weeks that we've been doing this. And you guys have been putting in a lot of work, so I think I think it's really showing, honestly. And I think this game, there's a lot of clips in here that you guys can go and clip and add to your portfolio.
Woo!
And be happy about.
Nice, dude. I will bookmark this for later review.
So how should we get the VOD?
Yeah, so
you upload it to YouTube
when I end this broadcast, we'll have a link, so then you can just view it there. And what I'll do to see if I can, so the best thing to do is I will try to immortalize it if I can in Twitch itself. That way I don't have to like download it and then like have to re-upload it again. So there's two things I'll try. I'll try to export it to YouTube directly from Twitch, which is a feature. I will also try to have it so it just stays on Twitch forever instead of going away after 2 weeks. And number 3 is go through the VOD and make clips. Those clips live forever. As soon as you make a clip, that clip will live forever. So, and then when it's there, you can right click on the video and download the video.
Okay.
So that's what I really like doing, and so that's what I'll be doing later. I'm gonna grab food and then I'm gonna start Overwatch World Cup VOD review. And when I'm probably gonna make like cut a video together in terms of how so my thoughts on the new, like, observing the UI and everything. And then I'm just gonna make a bunch of clips and then download those videos. It just makes it a lot more manageable to work through that media like that.
What was I gonna say? Do you know if either yourself or somebody in the Discord is skilled at audio editing that can have a tutorial or something?
Oh, interesting. What do you have available to you? Do you have Adobe Creative Cloud?
No, I just have Sony Vegas,
okay.
which I've been learning slowly how to adjust frequencies to sort of maximize the quality of a voice when you don't always have the best mic.
Yeah.
And I think that would be important for casters to learn if they want to make a good portfolio, to learn adjusting frequencies. Or, I know you guys have the equipment thing. You should just buy a good ass mic and not a dumbass Yeti like I have. But if anyone knows how to do that, because I've been like getting really lost.
The biggest thing that will help you increase the audio quality, first and foremost, is audio compression. But however, what will happen is that it'll be where you compress the entire audio track, so it's gonna make all the sound compressed. It'd be interesting to hear how it sounds like that. So write that down. The term is just called compression. So check it out. And
I think that's
Vegas
a
may
setting or
have,
something.
yeah,
'Cause
Vegas may have a
there's like an
plugin.
EQ and a compressor
Yes,
and
check out compression,
um,
and there might be a preset for something like vocals. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna make your voice sound like radio. Radio puts in a lot of compression, and it's just to streamline the peaks and valleys of a broadcast, so that you're not always having to turn up and turn down your radio.
so there's just a setting on there that you just click and it does it, or you have to play with it. Because I don't really
You
have a
might have
good
to play
audio
with it.
ear too. Like,
So I mean, I think a better question might be, what do you want to do with, what do you want the audio to serve for you? Yeah, go ahead.
it's kind of difficult to say because like a lot of the audio tutorials I've been looking at have been focusing on male voices, where you guys have more like of a bass and a, I don't know what the fancy audio terms are, but you know when a girl voice is much like higher or lighter, forcing bass out of it, like I don't know if it's the same adjustments to a female voice than it does to a male voice.
Hmm.
So I've been trying to look at different tutorials because I've seen like one with male versus female where the guy will adjust like different frequencies for a guy voice than a girl voice. So like that's something also that I don't know.
Hmm.
I would, yeah, my question was more about, what is the audio going to be used for?
Oh, like the reel that I want to do, like if I have a
Yeah.
commentator reel, I want it to sound, my voice sound as cool as possible. So, but I know with the Yeti, it'll sound like shit to people who have a good audio ear and might take away from the quality. So,
Yeah, I mean,
it's how you
I-
sound is
I-
also important, whether we want to admit it or not. But
understood. I think editing it after the fact might be a little bit difficult, but it's still worth trying. So I would play around with compression, and actually, Morai, who was joined the broadcast earlier, she sent me a text on, or a DM on Twitter, offering to help with cutting together stuff for possibly for us for our scrims. But I think
Oh.
like organizing
she might be able
scrims.
to help. Oh no, like putting together the video of what we're doing, like with our
Oh,
practice casts.
cool. She's like an editor or something.
Yeah, she does a lot of content stuff. She does. I know her for writing. I didn't know that she was also in video as well. So I'll see what she's up to, and if that's someone that you can. If she's down to help put together a what do you call this? A montage. So
Yeah.
Cool, that'd be awesome. I'm glad.
mhm.
Very thankful for that.
Yeah. And then as for, I guess getting back to, or was there anything else with that, with the audio stuff?
No, it's something that I'm looking to learn, and if you knew anybody who was good at that or knows anything about that,
Yeah.
then-
I think so I played around with audio a lot. Like I've recorded myself and other people, and have tried to tune the audio. So I'm not like school trained in that, but I feel like I have an okay ear in terms of the audio processing. So that's why I said compression is going to be what people would tell you to look at. But that being said, we can definitely ask in the Discord if people are familiar with audio, going through audio. I'm fairly certain Chopsky has done a lot of work in audio as well and can direct you.
Okay, I'll
but
post it
I
in
think,
the casting discussion and see if anyone's.
yeah, and I would say though that likely the feedback you're going to get is the question that I asked is, what do you want? What is the purpose of the audio? And that people might say that, well, for a montage, for what you'd be able to get out of the audio for editing video that has been broadcasted, it may not add a lot to the production. It may be better to have a really well edited, like that the shots look really good, your voice is clear, and that maybe there's some music to, to increase the hype, something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll have to hopefully find a videographer very soon, and hopefully they can deal with a bit of the audio. And it's more to just take out any background and just add, I don't say strength to the voice. I don't know audio terms, but just to make it more crisp, like almost like what the difference between your mic and my mic. Yeah. So because I don't want people to be like, oh, the audio quality sucks, and then whatever. Because I know some audio people that are pretty anal and will say that I don't sound good because I have a Yeti. So
At the same time, though, and you have to think about what you want the video to do. Who's the audience of the video? These are people looking for casting talent, right?
right.
So if you don't know how to tune audio, that's not a requirement for your job. Your requirement is to be really fucking good at making calls and to have a style and have a strength. Not necessarily that you're good at audio processing. So that's what I'm saying. You should definitely look into it, and I think compression will get you a lot of the way there. In Sony Vegas, there's likely a filter that you can just drop into the audio track, and you'll be able to tune some of it. But at its defaults, it might add a lot. Like, might get you 80% improvement, and then being able to perfect it might get you that extra 20%, but it takes a lot longer, right? You're going to have diminishing returns. So I would definitely go through, get clips of your casting of things that you're happy with. There's one particular call you made that I clipped, and I'll send to you. And then you should download that video, and then you can play around with the audio a little bit. And but I think, again, like I said, getting those clips together of you at your strengths and understanding what your strengths are, I think will benefit you a lot more than necessarily tuning the audio to sound so that your voice sounds as good as it can. Given the fact that your audio came in through Discord, and then given the fact that I'm encoding the audio and then sending it out to a stream, and then you're downloading that from a stream, there's like a lot of places to lose it becomes lossy, right? We're losing data because there's so many ways that it's transferring through. So
gotcha.
Okay.
Sorry, that was sort of out of topic. But...
No, that's fine. That's
No, that was interesting to hear. I hadn't even considered something like that. Too much nub.
Yeah, have you guys, any other thoughts that you had from the cast? Like, really picky things? I'm trying to think of others.
I think your point about having basically set phrases that you end scrims end games with, or like introduce games or so on and so forth, and make it sound like a lot more polished. I think that was probably a good point. Other than that, nothing stands out to me in particular.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things came to mind while you're talking about that. And so I'll elaborate that on a little bit more. I think the goal is that you can be able to visualize and feel really comfortable in different situations. And one thing that always happens is the game will end, right? And so if it happens in a very definitive way, or if there's a very hype way that it ends, then if you have practiced, or you have in your head, you have an idea and are comfortable with getting hype and carrying through the end in a definitive and confident way, then you'll be able to execute that without even having to really think about it. And I think that's kind of the next goal for you. And what's again, you're have improved a ton in terms of the polish of through a team fight itself. You're not stumbling a lot. You're not coughing mid.
Yes.
Mid talking through the play. And Lemon, this goes for you as well. I think you guys were both really polished through the team fights. Again, definitely look and review it again, and be really critical and see where you can improve yet. But that's where the strength was, and then that's what I was saying, contrasting with the end, it kind of it fizzled out a little bit. So one other thing too that I don't know if you were here for this discussion, but that Jen and I have been talking about, which is having different levels of the hype and understanding, okay, well, what do different levels of your hype sound like, all the way from 0 to 100%, and then thinking about, okay, well, am I hitting those different peaks, or should I be going 100% hype? Maybe that you shouldn't, like, obviously you shouldn't be always 100% hype. It should be that you're going up and down from that, and so you have to be very clear about what level of hype are you, and making sure that the sound is different. And then within that you're comfortable with each different level. So that was a recommendation from Gilfrost as well. We were chatting, Jen Gilfrost and everybody.
Okay, let's see. Levels of hype. All right. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I hadn't really thought about that at all.
Cool. Alrighty then.
Yay!
Well, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good work tonight, fam.
Oh yeah.
Woo.
Coolio. I'm gonna be grabbing some food real quick, and I'm gonna be continuing to stream reviewing Overwatch World Cup stuff relative to those improvements that I wanted to make. If you guys want to join, but if not, totally get it. We'll just be chilling, and I'll be just wrapping up those takeaways anyways, just to be streaming the progress.
Okay. I gotta head out, but I'll try to check out that VOD review afterwards. I also need
Cool.
the original one that you put up too, the first one. I need to check that one out too.
Alrighty.
Okay.
good
Thanks,
stuff, guys.
guys. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. See ya.
Bye.